ておきます。結構世界中でも見てる人がいますんで、一応よろしくお願いいたします。
Hey, how are you doing? Alfredo, how are you? Fantastic, thanks. Yeah. Oh, hi. You have Parkinson's? Yes. Oh. I've discovered, and I've been experimenting with methylgliptin, and there's a loss. And I just was listening to Dr. McCullough today interviewing, and this guy is so brilliant. And one of the things they were talking about was how beneficial it was. I gotta send you the article. It's scientifically over our head, but if you listen really carefully, God, you'll pick up some real gems. Real gems. Right now they got me I call it 2 p.m. They got it too. You know what? Where am I here? Hang on a second. I don't think I have any. Right. 808 292 7137. Hey, you're already there. How about that? Good morning. Good morning.
Good morning.
Hi. How are you? Good. Thank you for the key.
Henry.
My 70-year-old brain is not quite 70 yet, but it's convincing me too.
No worries. Hi, good morning. He's now 40s. So
He doesn't even count. Doesn't even count.
you're like my father than something. Yeah. He's just my, I can say, friend. So today we're gonna listen from him about the movie that
Utebi-san.
so okay.
Utebi-san.
Hi, hello everyone.
He's the speaker from LA, so he's dealing with the matter of promoting the movie of Happy Science in the United States. So he's in LA near the Hollywood.
He was control here for a couple of
Yeah, he has been the head minister here for 2-3 years.
Yeah.
Maybe. Yeah. So
I was the minister on his wedding.
Cool.
He got married.
all right.
That's right.
Yeah. He got married when he was here.
Wow.
Then Alfred was a conductor,
That's awesome.
priest. Yeah. Yeah. He can never complain to him. Okay, it's time. Let's start. So how do you think? Utebi-san, do you have can you do the prayer for the resurrection of Master Okawa?
Now? I don't,
Just
sorry, I
like,
don't have.
You don't have it.
Yeah, I don't have it with me. I'm home, so I'm sorry. I don't have it.
All right. Okay. So
Sorry.
my side, I'll pray 2 prayers before the seminar, and after that, the rest of 2 will be done by me, by my side. So I mean, prayer to love the Lord, and prayer to become a person of deep love at first. Then at last, prayer for new resurrection and prayer for peace on earth. Yeah, each 2 prayers before and after. Yes. Please, what is that? We're gonna start the seminar about the newest movie, Before the Sunset by Yoichi Utebi, the head minister in LA. Let's start with praying, reciting the prayer to love the Lord, and a prayer to become the person of deep love together. Thank you. Prayer to love the Lord, Ryuho Okawa. O Lord, my love for you is not for my own interest. O Lord, your existence is great in itself, standing high and mighty like Mount Everest. O Lord, you are the Alpha and the Omega, the beginning and the end for all humankind. O Lord, you are the love, you are the mercy, and you are the guiding light. O Lord, I will not forgive people who harm you, use you for evil purposes, or whose faith is shaken according to their own benefits. I will not forgive the cunning devils who take advantage of your great mercy, which is like the ocean. O Lord, I pray that your teachings will spread to all of Japan and all over the world. May the world truth turn and turn to the farthest lands and crush all evil. I hereby pledge to love my Lord forever and to follow my Lord to the end of the world. prayer to become the person of deep love, Ryuho Okawa. O Lord, the infinite power deep within us, please lead us with your radiant hand so that we can purify our sins every day, correct our sins every day, abandon our egoism, and walk in the light. O Lord, please show us the straight white path so that we can live not as a person of deep sin, but as a person of deep love. O Lord, please lead us with your deep mercy so that we can be free of temptations and keep away from the hands of evil every day through right faith. O Lord Alcantara, may we become a person of deep love. Also, we wish from the bottom of our hearts that we do not harm our brothers and sisters at all due to our sin of ignorance. We sincerely wish from the depth of our soul for your guidance every day. Okay, thank you for joining. Oh, so I need to show you. Okay, this camera capturing you. So you can just see this one here. Just said Ray and then Ipo. Ipo is a new face for you. Yoichi. Ipo, quick, please. Little bit. Yeah, stand up, please. Ipo
Hello.
is a long-time member for maybe 20 years or more. But yeah, she explored for many years and then finally came back here. Yeah,
Okay.
and then
Thank you. Thank
yeah.
you.
And then you met first?
No,
Henry?
first time, yeah.
Okay. So Henry has a daughter in San Diego.
Oh,
Yeah, so she's so great, and then she found the laws of great enlightenment in San Diego from her friend. Fortunately, and then yeah, just coincidentally, she met Happy Science too over there, and then
wow.
he became a member here. Yeah, so
Wonderful.
last year or something. Yoichi and Henry Yoichi.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
So, we have the newest movie Before the Sunset, Dole Cannery Theater down there near the Costco, next to Costco. Yeah, Illingham. Yeah, this month, 29th from 29th. Ne? Oh, you see Ray here? Wait, Ray.
Yes. I can see all the way in the back. Yes.
Yeah. And then no need to say Alfredo, right?
Yes.
Yes. A little bit. Yeah. Okay. Yes. Right. So he is in charge of this movie, and then he can inform you of maybe teasing information about the movie. But it's so deep to understand. Please listen to him. So go ahead, please, Yoichi.
Okay. Hello, everyone. Thank you so much for sharing this precious time together, and appreciate so much for attending to the Sunday service for Hawaii branch. So today I like to, as Peter introduced, I like to talk about the next movie. It's called Before the Sunset. Okay, the original story is of course written by Master Riho Okawa. He is also executive producer of this film, and it is his 27th film. Can you imagine that, right? Yes, he's been doing this since 1990, so it's been a while. And this movie was released in Hawaii at Dole Cannery from September 29th. Okay, so it's usually a 1 week theatrical release, But for the first weekend, so 29, 30, 31, those 3 days weekend, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, if you guys are able to bring a lot of people in, and if I'm able to bring a lot of people in, then they'll decide to run extra week, 1 week. So it becomes 2 weeks. And the next weekend, if even better, they'll keep running until they realize there won't be many people coming, and they'll stop. So first weekend is very, very important. Okay, just so you know the background. Okay, so I'm going to use some slides today. I think you can still see my little face, okay, on the top. So I'll probably just keep the slides up and maybe come back once in a while. Okay. So here's 2 posters. One is in Japanese and one is in English.
Oh.
大丈夫ですか?
It's a little bit louder, so I make it adjust.
Okay. Sure. So there's 2 posters, right? One is in English and one in Japanese. In Japanese, title is actually "I want to go back to 20." I only wish I was 20 again. That's the main title. The film, okay? And the little the Japanese text there, it says, if what is it? That day, that moment, at that place, I was supposed to choose a life without regret. I want to go back to 20. So this is a poster in Japanese. Now in English, the title is called Before the Sunset. So putting them together, you can imagine there's a man, old man. Okay, he has a lot of regret in his life, so he wants to go back to his 20 years old and redo his life again before the sunset. In other words, before his life ends. Okay? The life is getting closer for him to end as he gets older. So this poster kind of tells a lot of I think the image and the story. Okay, so this poster the movie is about this poster, in other words. So I'm gonna go a little bit into detail, but explain to you what kind of this movie is, and also some of the happy science teachings that we can share today. Okay, so at least you can take something back with you today. Okay, so let's watch the trailer first.
仕事の成功の後に待ち受けた孤独な晩年。
寺澤さん、大丈夫ですか？
そんなある日、
もう一度20歳に帰りたい。
え？新しい人生？
おいおいおいおい！本気で俳優を目指してみないか？一度舞台に立ってみろよ。絶対病みつきになる。
私、山根明日香。寺澤君の夢を応援する。
本当にこれは現実なのか。
20歳に戻って人生やり直したとしても所詮同じ人間、同じ苦しみと後悔を味わうんじゃないか。
今さら父親風吹かすなよ。仕事でまるで無関心だったくせに。
僕はまた同じ過ちを繰り返すかもしれない。ただ生きるだけじゃダメなんだ。無償の愛、それは一体何をどうせよと。
あなたが何考えてるかわからない。
お父さんから一番欲しいものはもらえなかったんだよ。
新たな人生で掴んだ本当に大切なものとは。
今度こそたくさんの人を笑顔に、自分も家族も幸せにするんだ。
20歳に帰りたい。
Okay, sorry about that. This is doing a funny thing here. Okay, so I forgot to mention one thing. For the movie theater ladies, we are going to do Japanese voice, Japanese original voice with the English subtitle, English text. Okay, but we are preparing the voiceover version as well, but it won't be ready until mid-October. So anybody who wants to watch this movie in not the subtitle, but in English over the voiceover version, I think you can, Peter can conduct the movie showing at the branches and all the shoja, so they can actually, you guys can invite people who are having a little bit difficulty, watching a Japanese movie with subtitle. Okay,
And then
due to the
you have a-
scheduling, we couldn't make
Yeah,
it in the time
program.
zone.
Yeah. That's,
Okay.
that's-
Yeah. So, okay. So, this movie, as you can see, is a Japanese art film. Okay, it's a Japanese art film based on faith, and of course, we all understand the most powerful point about this movie compared to other faith-based movie or art movies out in the market today is that it's based on El Cantare faith. So the energy and the light and spiritual power is coming down from the highest level, the creator, from the primordial Buddha, the supreme God of the earth, El Cantare, streaming down into this movie. That's why it's much more powerful than all the Christian faith-based movies and etc. Okay, we are above, overlapping everything, all the religions, as we all know, we study the teachings, right? So I'd like to introduce to you the storyline first. Okay, what kind of movie this is? So the main character is Kazunori Terasawa. Those two are the men here, Kazunori, and also the girl. Her name is Asuka. So they are the main character of this movie. Okay, so Kazunori, okay, he was known as a god of management in Japan. He established this huge enterprise of a real estate enterprise on his own. Okay, and he's become so respected, in the society for all the contributions he's done, through the company. But after his retirement, he became all alone and lonely at nursing home. Nobody visit him, okay, even his family, okay, except for this one volunteer college student, and her name was Asuka, as you can see here. Okay, she's the only one who can really, Kazunori can really feel comfortable with. So one day, they were talking, taking a walk, autumn, just like the poster was showing. Kazunori tells Asuka about his past, what kind of life he had. He said, although he achieved a lot of success in business, okay, he was not blessed with his family and the human relationships. All the colleagues and the people from the company, they actually didn't really like him because he was lacking love. He was too strong. So at the end of the day, nobody came to him. Even his first wife, he lost his first wife. He divorced his second wife, and he had 3 children, but they all left him as well. Okay? They just couldn't stand Kazunori. I mean, the first wife, they really loved Kazunori, but there was too much stress for her, so she passed away early. Okay? So when Asuka was hearing this story, she felt like, he's done so much for the society, but why does he have to be alone at the end and have a, miserable, end of life? So she felt really sad about Kazunori. So she asks God, please grant Kazunori one wish. Okay? And, she wishes for that. And she asked Kazunori, did you pray something? And Kazunori was like, no, I didn't do it. But, Asuka was so sincere that Kazunori thought, maybe I can do one little prayer just for Asuka. Okay. So he prays to the sunset and he says, I wish I was 20 years again. Okay. If only I was 20 years old again. Okay. A moment he makes his wish, okay, Kazunori finds himself in the campus of a university, which he's never been to. Okay, it's a Tomigaoka University. He has no idea what this place is and things like that. And he was also much younger. He was actually 20 years old, young man, suddenly. Okay, and he finds Asuka right on the spot, as you can see in the bottom right side. He finds the same Asuka there. Okay, but of course she doesn't understand who he is, and so he was very puzzled with the situation. But after a while, he gets to understand what's happening, and he starts to begin to live his second life as a university student and a soccer player. Okay. He also starts participating in his acting theater company, where Asuka's father, his name is Shintaro. Okay, Shintaro was the owner, and he was directing. You can see him in the picture, right? So Shintaro just loved Kazunori because of his deep insight, and for such a young age, he was so knowledgeable and he was so wise and wisdom. Of course, he was 80 years old in his mind. So Shintaro asked Kazunori, why don't you act Shakespeare right there, right on the spot? He never acted before in his life, but Shintaro insisted. So he remembers the line, he does a quick short Shakespeare line on the spot. And he was just great because all the wisdom he has, in himself as an 80 years old man. Okay? So that's how he started his acting in his life, in his new life. Okay? So years go by, he walks up the ladder of success and fame. He becomes like a top actor in Japan. Okay? And he was able to live a good life. He started to live a good life. But there was a condition which God gave him when he became 20 years. God told him, in order to continue with this new life, you must live a life of unconditional love, okay? Unconditional life. Otherwise, you will wake up from this dream. So will Kazunori be able to live a second life without any regret, and also at the same time live with unconditional love? Okay. This is how the story will unfold. And I'll stop it here because if I talk anymore, it just becomes too much of a spoiler. But you kind of understand how the story unfolds. Okay. So the interesting point of this movie is that although Kazunori goes back to his 20 years old self, like he goes back 60 years, in other words, right? But the time does not go back 60 years back in history. It's still the same time as he was at 80 years old. Okay? So he's still living in the modern day, okay? And it's almost like slipping into a parallel world. Everything is the same, except that his body is 20 years old, but his mind is still 80 years old. Okay? This is a very interesting twist to this movie. Okay? He also meets Asuka right on the spot. Okay? And for Kazunori, it's the same Asuka. She was visiting him just 30 seconds ago, right before he turned into 20 years. So, but they're both in a totally different situation. Okay? Kazunori is a 20 years old university student, and he's a soccer goalkeeper of a soccer team. And Asuka happens to be the manager of this soccer team. And that's how they meet together in this new life. Okay? So with a mind of 80 years, full experience of life, he lives through a very successful life and career as an actor with the condition that God has given, that he has to live with unconditional love. There's more conditions which God ordered him, but I'm not going to talk about that here because that'll become a real spoiler. Okay, so there's few more things that God actually made Kazunori promise. Okay, so this movie will really make us think deeply about what is love and what is life. Okay, and it will leave us with some kind of a poetic feeling, something in your heart. I think we call it poetic afterglow. The moments that you feel, it will leave something in your heart. Okay? This is a kind of movie. Okay, so I'd like to introduce to you the characters now. Young Kazunori is played by Hiroaki Tanaka. I think for the ones who have seen the movies of Happy Science before, I think you remember him from Cherry Bushido or Immoral Hero and things like that. He's a very famous actor from Happy Science. Okay, the old Kazunori is played by Tsukayama Masane Tsukayama. He's currently 79 or 80 years old actor. He's been acting for 6 years. He's quite famous in Japan. Okay? And the young Asuka, Yamane is played by Rikako Miura, as you can see here. She is not well known at all in Japan either. Nobody knows about her. But she's about 20 years old, and she's a very fresh actress. And the director is Mr. Akabane this time. So Mr. Akabane, director, when they did the audition, he just fell in love with her. He was like, we have to have her do it. So he's the one who actually chose her. Okay? And because for him, it was just perfectly fit. So she was like a no-name, an unknown actress, but it was perfectly fit for this role. So you'll see her very pure and innocent acting, great actor. Okay? There's a few others. Sorry, I don't think you would know these names, but for Japanese, they're pretty famous. Like Shuzo Uesugi is the father of Asuka, and also Shugo Nagashima, you can see in the bottom, and also Mirai Irako. Mirai Irako is from Happy Science. I think you've seen his face if you have seen Happy Science movies before. Okay? So I have two episodes I like to share with actors. One is about Masane Tsukayama. Okay? As I said, he's about 80 years old. He's very famous, and he has received quite a recognition from the recent drama he was playing in a role in Japan last year. Okay? And my strong impression of him is like his acting is just super. Okay? So like in the beginning, there's a scene where a few minutes he doesn't talk. He just moves around without saying a word, but you can actually feel his energy, and it just comes across the screen without saying a single word out. And that's how good his acting is. And at the dressing, time and places, he used to say that the reason why he decided to choose this role, or participate in Happy Science movie is because he was so impressed or attracted by the word unconditional love. He said, if everybody lived in the entire world with a feeling of unconditional love, this entire world becomes such a beautiful and peaceful world. So he was just so into the word unconditional love. He said he doesn't mind if this movie becomes his last work. That's how much energy he put into this movie. And you'll feel this. Okay. So another actor I'd like to share about is Shintaro Yamane's Shuzo Uesugi. Okay. He is, again, quite famous, and he is acting as a director of a theater company. Okay. And when Shuzo Uesugi was actually in his young age, like in his 20s, he was scolded so much as a young actor, he said. And now as acting of a director, he's scolding all these young actors. So he said he felt like he's actually went back to his 20 years old, reminded about his 20 years young age when he started acting. So because of that, his acting is really passionate, and it's a great acting. He said he's read a lot of Happy Science books in the past, and I don't think he's a member. I don't think he is, but he said, this movie is a movie that portrays Happy Science Buddha's truth, and also trying to explain that there is something out there. There's another spiritual world, the world afterlife. That's what he said. And his acting is so good. The right hand top corner where you can see there's in chairs, there's a little scene at the end of this movie. Okay, you'll see it. And when we shoot movies, we usually shoot like 10 seconds here, 20 seconds, 30 seconds, and we kind of put them together, edit them together to become a one movie, right? That's how we create any kind of videos, movies, dramas. But his acting was so good. Director just kept rolling the camera, just kept rolling and rolling and rolling, and it ended up to become 4.5 minutes. 4.5. That's pretty long one cut. Okay, so you will notice, in this scene, there's no breaks in the camera. It just continues to roll through for the entire 4.5 minutes, and it's pretty amazing. So please, look for that scene. Okay, when you go see the movie theater. So, as I spoke to you in the beginning, this movie will leave you with a very powerful after feeling, after you watch this, poetic after feeling. And it has a very unique perspective of a religious viewpoint of what is life. And this was also Master's comments too. Master said he wants this movie to become something that leaves a poetic feeling after everybody watches this movie. Okay. So now what I like to do is to share a song with you. Okay. I'm going to share 3 songs today. Okay. So this is all in Japanese, but we have a subtitle, the lyrics shown in the screen. So you'll be able to follow the lyrics and really try to feel, the spiritual vibration of what this song is trying to, portray across to us. The first song is called Youth Once Again. This is a song in the very beginning of the movie where Kazunori wishes that he wants to become young again. Okay, it's about 3.5 minutes excerpt, not the full set. So let's listen to it together.
青春は通り過ぎてから遥かに思い出すもの60から70へ80へ人は年を進めて昔を思い出す青春って何言って若いうちには答えられないだけど失われてから青春の意味が深く胸に突き刺さるもうひとたびの青春もうひとたびの青春若かったあなたに会いたい若かった自分に会いたい一人で寂しくこの世を去るぐらいなら人を愛して愛し抜いてもう一度あの青春を謳歌してみたい神よ私にもうひとたび青春を見せてください思い出の中だけが輝いて美しいダイヤモンドダストのように思い出の中だけが輝いて私に真理の道を指し示す
Okay, thank you very much. I think it's a beautiful, beautiful song. Okay, sung by a happy science singer. Her name is Kota. Okay. So youth once again, youth once again. God, please show me my youth once again. Only what in my memory shine beautifully like a diamond dust. Guide me to the path of truth. So after Kazunori prays that he wants to go back to youth once again, then God gives him his second chance. Okay, so the main message, there's a lot of messages in this movie, but if I have to summarize in like one word, or actually 2 words, I think it would be love and self-reflection. Okay? Love and self-reflection and hope for life. So love and self-reflection is also, as you all know, it is a main pillar of happy science teaching, Alcantara's teaching. Love, wisdom, self-reflection, and progress, right? So love comes first, and wisdom is the Buddha's truth. This is what we're learning today. And through self-reflection, we can all bring up a better life. We can progress, we open up a future. So love and self-reflection is like a main theme of this movie. And through love and self-reflection, there is a hope for life. There's hope to live for everyone. So this movie will give people to think about love and importance of reflecting upon yourself, and also gives a hope to live. Right? So it's a great, powerful message, I think. Kazunori tries to live second life given from God. He lives for love and self-reflection. You'll see this in the movie of 80 years of his life, right? And he will start to open up a new future. So this theme is exactly what Lord El Cantare or Happy Science is teaching, what Master El Cantare is wishing for us to live like. That's the kind of life he wants us to all live. Okay? So I don't know if any of you have taken an original song seminar called The Wish of El Cantare. Okay? We conducted this seminar about a month ago. And so if you have not taken, it's okay, because I have just took some excerpt line from his song. Okay, so I like to share this word with you. By the way, this song, Wish of El Cantare, has been brought down to us from the core spiritual consciousness of El Cantare. So it's the core spiritual consciousness. Core consciousness of El Cantare is giving us this message. Okay, it goes like this. Okay? Love yourself and live a life of loving others. I have taught love that gives. And for your own mistakes, I have taught you to reflect on yourself. Giving love will give you a horror. Also, if you reflect on your mistakes, a horror will surround you. Okay? The evil on earth and the evil underground cannot beat love and self-reflection. So be enlightened. Aim for utopia guided by love and self-reflection. Aim for it earnestly, light up today, illuminate tomorrow, live each day with the heart of God. This is the wish of your Lord, El Cantare. Okay, so El Cantare is wishing for us to give love. More you will give love, you give a hollow. You self-reflect and you'll be surrounded by light. Okay, so this means with love and self-reflection, you'll be protected by God's light around you and inside of you. That's why no evil can defeat you, or no evil can win against love and self-reflection. Okay, and so the Lord's wish is that for us, to let our heart and soul shine through love and self-reflection, and live each day with the heart of God. Now, heart of God is very high standard. It's like the mind of angels, mind of bodhisattva, to become heart of God, right? So, but that's what Master is wishing us, for us to become angels and live as angels on this ground, on earth today. Okay? So, again, this movie, Kazunori lives a new life through love and self-reflection, and just like God, Lord El Cantare wishes us to live through. So as a story unfolds, there are moments where young Kazunori reflect on his 80 years of experiences of life. Okay, for example, there's a scene of first wife he lost. Okay, also there's a scene of him arguing with his second wife and he decided to get divorced. And also there's each scene of 3 children. He had 1 daughter and 2 sons. Okay, they all have different types of conflict with Kazunori. And as young Kazunori reflect on his older, Kazunori's life, he finds, realizing there's a lot of faults in his life, that he was missing, lacking love. Okay? So he decided he's not going to make the same mistake again, and he will start to make a new life again, the giving from God. So as an audience, the power of a movie is that, we can really get ourselves like involved, right, into a character or storyline in a movie. That's the great thing about the movie, especially watching in a movie theater. You actually become one with the movie, right? So as an audience, we can actually experience his realization as he goes through, reflection together. So that really gives us, I guess, opportunity to really look back into our lives, So how was my love? What is unconditional love, right? Unconditional love, what Master taught us, is a love of not expecting anything in return. Okay? It's just a giving out, that's it. Only of giving, love of just giving. Okay? So it is very selfless. There's no me, no self, but there's always others. That's the kind of love. Very, very high level of manifestation of love. It's unconditional love. So how is my life today? How was my life today? Through my how many years that you have lived? Was I able to live with love? Was I able to live my family? Love the ones that my partners. Did I love them with pure and genuine heart? How about my friends and all the neighbors? That I know. Do I love them? It also kind of goes a little deeper. It talks probably think about, so what is God's love and what is faith? So it's great movie for the members of Happy Science, but it's also a great movie for anybody with faith. Okay? There's a lot of Christian people, in Hawaii as well, in the US. So even if the Christian people watch this movie, they won't feel anything uncomfortable about it. It just perfectly fit because it all talks about is love. Okay, so they probably think about Jesus Christ in their head, in their soul, in their mind. That's okay because Jesus is Ekanta's son, right? So even for the Christian people, this is a great opportunity for them to really think about what is love and what is faith. Okay, this is where the self-reflection of love in life, it really starts to generate within yourself after you watch this movie. Okay, so we all understand that the life on this earth, okay, is not always happy, right? It's not like a beautiful flower is always blossom in the springtime. It's not like that. There's a lot of fall and there's a lot of winters and storms, right? So there's sufferings. We have a lot of sadness. We make a lot of mistakes in our lives. It is a lot of regret if you look back in your life, right? We have illness, okay? We age, cannot stop aging. And of course, no one can escape death, right? Why is it? Because life on earth is just a training ground. This is a place for us souls. We are eternal souls. We're here to train our souls and gain more experiences so we can grow as a soul. That's the reason earth is here. That's why there's a lot of sufferings and pains that comes along with our life, okay, with very short time of life. But, we know that. So we can cope with it, right? We can reason in ourselves. That's what life is all about. So I can tackle and I can endeavor and overcome. But for the people who does not know Buddha's truth, okay, will not be able to grasp, to understand the life from such a spiritual, a logical spiritual perspective, I guess. But this movie, okay, by watching this movie, kind of gives us hope for those, kind of people. What if, we can redo our life again, just like Kazunori? What if we can redo our life again? Okay? Because Kazunori was giving his second chance, his life in this movie from God. So you're going to ask yourself, so what about me? How can I gain my second life again, a second chance? Can God give me another chance so I can fix all the wrongdoings I've done and live a better and happier and a loving life, for everybody else and for myself? So the answer is yes, okay? We have already been giving all the chance already from El Cantare. How can we do this? This is where the power of self-reflection comes in, okay? So we can relive and reborn again and again and again through love and also self-reflection. So we are taught that although we cannot change the deeds and actions that we took in the past, we all wish we could just get on the time machine right now, fly back to this exact spot and say to myself, whisper to myself, young myself, hey, don't do that. Don't think like that. Don't go that way because you're going to go this way, that way, right? We all wish we could do that, but we can't do it, okay? But Master taught us that through self-reflection, we can shine our soul again, okay? So how do we shine our soul again? I like to go back to the basics of what is self-reflection. So when you watch the movie together with your friend or you invite, you can talk about this kind of stuff, okay, after you watch the movie. So let me go into this, okay? So, as you can see here, so this is a pretty premature picture, but it does work. So you can see here, the God's light, okay? The top yellow thing is the God's light, okay? God's light is always shine upon us, okay? Since we were born as a baby, up to today, right now, too. God's light is always shining over us, upon us. But because of all the dust, dirt, and rust we pile up in our mind, in our soul, while we live through this 20, 30, 40, 50, 60 years of life, there's the gray area that overlaps in our soul, our mind, and it makes a big cloud, a gray cloud. That is blocking the light of God from shining into our soul. For a lot of people, this is what's happening, okay? So we also have a memory system or recording device called thought belt in our soul. Sometimes it is called Akashic record. Okay, it's a recording system up in heaven. But it's actually, we have it in our soul. It's a thought belt, okay? So this thought belt records every incident and every thinking and thought you had in your past, including your past lives. Okay? It's all recorded. Okay? And Master said, anything that is negative, anything that is against God's will is marked up as a gray spot, gray area, okay? Gray color. Okay? But through self-reflection, what we can do is we can actually remove all the dust, right? And at the same time, it will erase the gray spot in your thought belt. Okay? Just like using an eraser, you can actually erase these gray spots one by one, step by step. Okay, you can erase it. Not just erase it, but you can repaint it. Okay, repaint it over with the golden light. So even though you have done many different negative things in your life, your mind is everything. Your thought is everything. Through self-reflection, you can actually erase all the wrong things. Okay, and just like an eraser. Okay, so this is the power of self-reflection. Okay, it's a mercy of God given to us. Okay, or the salvation for our soul given to us from God, because God is our Father, and Father wants to take care of their kids, of course, right? So they give us this kind of chances to rebuild our souls again. Okay, so when everything is removed, what happens? The God's light will shine into our soul, and also our Buddha nature will start to shine from within. and becomes golden light. Okay? So through this, we can actually shine the memories of our past, okay, and up to the future, okay, through self-reflection. Okay, past, present, and that means we can attract or create a brighter future in front of us. So this is the true power of self-reflection, okay, spiritual power. So it's not just about, oh God, I'm sorry, I've done all these things wrong and repent, but in reality, it has so much more powerful spiritual power behind in self-reflection. So self-reflection will lead us to the happiness that penetrate to the past, present, into the future. Also, it gives us the happiness that penetrates from this world to the spiritual world, the other world. Okay, so the past, present, future is a horizontal line, the line of time. Okay, and the spiritual world and this world is a vertical line. That's like a vertical line of a dimension. So Master said, we are living in the cross, okay, cross between the time and the dimension. We are right in the center of it, right? But through self-reflection, we can actually penetrate all that time and space and attain true happiness, real happiness. And this is what El Cantare wants us to attain, is this true happiness. Okay? Just want to say one more thing about the self-reflection, okay? So this is from the lecture of 1987. This is the first lecture Master actually ever taught us. It was in Tokyo and in front of about 250 people. And it was, I think it was March 8th or something like that, okay? He conducted a lecture called The Principles of Happiness. And in there, he talked about self-reflection. I'd like to share with you what he said about self-reflection, okay? He said, let me read this line again, okay? The teaching of self-reflection is a path to the level of Arahat, the upper realm of sixth dimension, okay? So Arahat is the highest level of the sixth dimension. Arahat is a pre-priority stage for becoming an angel or bodhisattva. We all know that angels and bodhisattva is the seventh dimension, right? So we can go up to the highest level of sixth dimension, right before the angels. Before entering this gateway to the level of bodhisattva, it is essential to follow the path of self-reflection. It's essential to follow the path of self-reflection. To achieve the level of Arahat, you must endeavor to remove the rust from your mind, allowing a spiritual aura or halo to emanate from you. Okay? Just like what Master said in the Wish of El Cantare. Okay, so there's no enlightenment, okay, without self-reflection, in other words. Okay, we will not be able to attain that true happiness without going through the process of self-reflection. Okay? But in other words, okay, Master said anyone can achieve up to the level of Arahat, okay, the highest level of sixth dimension. Now, highest level of sixth dimension is pretty high. This is the stage where you can read people's mind. You can understand what they're thinking. You are able to have a conversation, communicate with the guiding spirit and guiding spirits. And it always oneness with God's light. That's a really, really powerful state of mind if you think about it as a human being living on earth, right? But Master said, anybody can achieve up to this level of Arahat. It doesn't matter either women or men, the age, what kind of education you had, what kind of job you had, none of that matters. What it matters is that you study El Cantare's teaching, and you endeavor every day, with self-reflection and giving love, and anybody can reach to the point of Arahat. That's what Master said. Okay, so it's never too late for anyone, okay? Even if you're already over 80 years old now, okay, it's not too late to take back your true happiness and true life that is surrounded with lots of light and God's light and lots of love. Okay? Master said in teaching that when we die and we go back to heaven, we can choose on our own will which age we want to become. Okay? So let's say we go back to we die, we go back to heaven in like age of 80, let's say 80. Usually people probably want to go back a little younger. So they want to become like 40 years old, maybe like 30, 50, depending on the person's wish. Sometimes they want to stay older, right? But it doesn't matter. Well, the point here is that anybody can become whatever they wish to become. Okay? That's the reality of a spirit world. So that means if we can become 20 years old young men and women spiritually in heart, in our soul today, if we want to, okay? Because we are all living beings of spirits, okay, and souls, and we are eternal souls. Okay? So your age today, right now at this moment in your life, is just like a passing stage over eternal life and eternal reincarnation. None of that, it's real, but in a way it's not real. Okay? So that means there's no reason for us to be attached to the specific age of who we are today. Okay? Our soul is much more freer. So you have to kind of let your soul be free and let it go. Through there, we can restart a new life again and reborn again today. So this is a very, very powerful message, okay, which we want to convey through this movie. So you might say, so what about for the younger generations? What about for the young, like 20 years, they have nothing to self-reflect on his youth, right? So for younger generation, this is a great movie because it will become their future guidepost moving forward. Because the young Kazunori, he's 20 years old, in his heart is actually 80 years old, very wise man, okay? So this wise man make decision through his life, young life. So the young generation can really watch this movie and kind of get wisdom, and knowledge and how to go about going through life, creating a better life for their future with love and self-reflection. So this is a great movie for young people to watch and also for the older generation to watch. Of course, okay, these teachings, what I just talked about, like the self-reflection and the deep teachings about love, it doesn't it doesn't say in the movie, okay, because it's an art film. It doesn't say, so the self-reflection is this and that and that. It doesn't have those kind of the moments in the movie. That's why it's so good. People would just naturally observe the movie and they'll leave something with their heart. So your mission is when you bring somebody and after the movie, when you have a discussion and talk with them, you can start to talk about these teachings of happy science. And they'll be like, wow, this is great teachings. Right? So that's why I can talk to you about today. Okay. So now I'd like to move on to listening to another song. It's called Eternal Youth. This is a...
Sorry,
Yep.
can I interrupt?
Go ahead.
So far.
Mhm.
Do you have any comments? No? We were talking about age in this morning. Coincidentally, you have maybe some question to him? No?
Like what?
Any questions?
To
Till after.
the movie or self-reflection?
Any questions for him?
Oh, no, not right. No.
Not right
No,
now?
right.
Okay.
Oh, Henry, yeah.
Absolutely awesome teaching. Thank you. I'm wondering, what is the technique for self-reflection that erases the dirt from the mind?
Great.
Oh.
I think so. That's the point. Yeah. Please.
Okay, sure.
Please go
So,
forward.
okay, after this, we'll conduct a little bit self-reflection. So let's conduct it together. Okay?
You have it. already.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you.
So, all right.
Huh?
Yeah, should we just continue on?
Yes, please.
Is it okay? All right. Okay. So the song "Eternal Youth" is a quite unique song because it is the message from God to us about youth. Okay? It is an excerpt about 2.5 minutes. So please listen.
その春はいつもいつも後悔に満ちている後悔のない春なんて決して来ないんだ君はそれがわかるかい40、50、60以上で得られたものが全て失われて何もなくなる若さがやる気ある未知の時間それが全ての人に与えられる永遠の春は永遠に解けない謎なんだそれでよければ二度でも三度でも永遠の春から人生に挑戦するがよいけど失われるものは必ずある代償を差し出さなくてはあなたの君の若さはどうしても持つことはできない青春は失望の
Okay, thank you. So the eternal youth is a mystery that can never be solved. If you're okay with it, you can give it a try. Youth is a time of enthusiasm and exploration, a time given to everyone. Three times, thrice, to restart your life from eternal youth. Okay, so it is a great, powerful message song, a good message, hopeful words from El Cantare that you can try even after you get older. You can retry again and again and challenge your eternal youth. Okay, we have eternal youth in ourselves. Okay, so now I like to spend just a few minutes to take time to look back into ourselves. Okay, let's have an inner conversation with ourselves. This is not a koan seminar, so we cannot go deep into this. Okay, this should be another opportunity, but I think it'll be a good opportunity for you to start the reflection, reflecting back in your life. Start the life reflection. Okay, so first I'd like to calm our minds down a little bit. Okay, through breathing and receiving light.
Please lightly put your hands on your lap. Okay? Please relax your shoulders. Relax your shoulders and straighten your back. Use your stomach and breathe in. You may breathe in from your nose and out from the mouth, or breathe in from the mouth and out from the nose. But please use your stomach.
Okay, thank you. So now I'd like to take about maybe 5 minutes today, okay, to reflect back on your youth. So it does not matter what age it is, but maybe 20 or so, since we are going back to age 20 around there, a youth age. Important point is like, please look back to your young self before encountering Alcantara teaching. It has to be yourself that is before and after. Okay? So please set a time where it is way before you actually meet Alcantara's teaching. So then when you look back, I mean, since we have a very short period of time, you can just choose a specific occasion or just do it in general. It's just practice, okay? But what's important is like, you know, what if you look at your young yourself and you're gonna say to yourself, what if my current self, having Alcantara faith, I'm studying much of Buddha's teachings and truth and have so much more life experiences. If I was there at that moment, what would be like? Okay? So look at yourself from God's, not really God's perspective, but the wiser you, I guess, with the Buddha's truth, you know, within yourself. It's important you always shine the light on your youth with the power of Buddha's truth, Buddha's light. That's like the very important point. Might be a little bit difficult, so it is okay to really just to look at yourself and kind of have a conversation, because they are still living, you know, young age you is still living within yourself. So what's important is to just go up there and say hi to your young you and just start having a conversation with your inner self. Okay, let's try this, okay, for about 5 minutes. Please begin your contemplation. Okay, thank you, everyone. Please end your contemplation. Okay, so how was it? It was a very, very short contemplation, but again, what's important is to look back to yourself from where you are today, with El Cantale's faith, El Cantale's life. You want to shine a light into your past with El Cantale's light. And, there's always good things and good memories and bad memories, right? And if you encounter something that is a bad memory for you, that it's so much of a regret, one thing we can do to erase it, how can we erase it? There's a question, right? And change it to a golden color, is to really simply ask for forgiveness to El Cantare. Just simply pure-hearted, genuine heart, ask for forgiveness, okay, to Lord El Cantare, because El Cantare will forgive you if it is coming from your pure heart. And at the same time, you need to forgive yourself, your younger self, from who you are today. So you need to forgive, give love to your own self. Send love to your past young self. I was so immature and I did all these things, but that's okay. I still love you. It's saying me, I love you and I forgive you. So ask for forgiveness from God and also forgive yourself, okay, with power of love. Love is everything, okay? Love is the power to erase all the negative things in your heart. It will wash away anything, okay? Anything that is stuck in your heart, love will wash it away. So forgiveness, I think, is really the key. Okay? And also, there's moments where it was happy and exciting, right? So those are very important moments. So I'd like you to remember those moments. Remember those excitement, and energy, and passion that you had for something. If you're losing it now, why not bring it back again? Because the body doesn't matter. You can still be the same you in 20 years, when you're 20 or 30, you're passionate of you. There's no reason why you cannot be that you now, because you're a spiritual, eternal spirit, right? So remember those moments and bring it back to you and get that energy up again to bring a better future. So, when you feel, how would you know if you're already, erasing the gray and changing into golden color, you might ask, right? But this is a very difficult point because you cannot really see it, right? With the spiritual eyes, you can't really show it like in a computer graphic, right? Oh, here you go, this is gray, just like I did in the screen. It doesn't happen like that. So you'll be the only one who would know if it's happening or not. And the only way you can tell is after you do self-reflection, if you feel the warmness in your heart, your body, if you feel something that's warm around you, as if you just came out from taking a beautiful bath, okay, that's when you know self-reflection is working positively on you, okay? So if you continue on this kind of self-reflection, eventually, like you probably wake up better in the morning, you feel so refreshed every morning, and you'll be energized for no reason, okay, no reason. You feel just so good about yourself because that's really changing your gray area to the golden color in your soul. Of course, you're going to start to shine even more and more and more. And if you continue on with that, of course, you're going to start to open up a bright future in front of you because that's the power of attraction. You attract what you emit out, right? So if you start to emit golden light out of yourself, of course, you're going to attract a golden future in front of you. So it's just, I'm sure this is a very short thing. It has to be like a 1.5 day seminar to really deepen your self-reflection. So from end of November or end of September or beginning of October, we are releasing a seminar of a lifetime self-reflection, Shogai Hansei Kenshu, okay? And this can be conducted at any branches around the world, and Shibuchos can conduct it. It is about 3 hours session, and it's much more reasonable donation, so anybody can take this. So when it comes out in English version, probably takes like a little later release or after Japanese release. But I'll strongly recommend, I'm sure Peter can do it for you, do this self-reflection of life, self-reflections. Take the seminar, definitely, okay? And it will come out before end of the year, definitely. So why don't we do everybody, let's do the self-reflection of life, throughout this next couple months or so, let's shine our souls. So when we enter next year, 2024, we are all shining and bright and powerful. And this powerful energy will welcome back Master. Okay, I'm sure we can welcome back Master with such a positive energy and growing light. Okay, so lastly, I just wanted to mention that Master did see this draft version of this film, okay, before March. He actually saw this film. It was still draft, so there's no sound, there's no edit, just non-edit, okay? But Master was really, really happy with the production, where they were. It's actually, it was probably like the first time he was so happy. In all the past movies we made, Master would, say, you got to fix this part, you got to do that, this is too weak. This is that so many things that we need to fix. But just for this movie, he didn't say any specific things that he needs us to fix. He just said it is a great, great, wonderful movie production at this point. And at that point, he said, let's make this movie something that leave, poetic feeling for everybody after they watch the movie. Okay, so this is, he actually saw this. And so, Masa's wish, of course, is for us to spread this movie, okay, to show this movie to as many people as possible, because movies are one of the greatest weapon that you can utilize. And showing the movie like in a legal theater, it is a miracle. Okay, for you, you might think oh, it's another movie coming, but it's a miracle if you really think about it. I talked to a lot of producers in Hollywood, and they're amazed. They were like, "Oh my God, Yoichi, how can you show a movie, your movie, in a theater like legal theaters and AMCs?" For them, it's like a dream comes true. Okay, for us, it's possible because we opened up the path. Okay, so it's a great opportunity. So please try to utilize this opportunity as much as possible. Okay, and I think I strongly feel this movie has even a wider range, or like it's almost like spreading the wing across to everybody around the world. Okay, the reason is because there's less specific content of teaching. It's kind of weird to think to say this from my mouth, but for the general public, it's probably better to just watch the movie and enjoy, right? Instead of us teaching them. So the self-reflection is this, and love is that, and that, and that. There's no such things like that. The content is just a pure art film, and it's so beautiful done. So that's why I think a lot of people will be able to accept this. Like I've been saying this, even Christian people, they will just love this movie because there's no specific religious, content in this movie. So after we show the movie, we can talk about happy science. Okay, so I think this is El Cantare's mercy to us. He's intentionally giving us this kind of very wide range audience type of movie, art movie to us. So I think after you watch this, you definitely understand what I'm trying to say. I'm sorry, I'm speaking to you without you watching the movie, so it's kind of difficult, but I just want you to get excited about this movie, okay? So this movie will speak to each one of you because it's an art film, okay? There's no specific conclusion like Hollywood movies. So it really speaks to yourself and to your soul, and you have a conversation with yourself. So each person will receive a different message and they'll feel something different, but they will leave the theater with something in their heart, okay? So, I had a chance to watch this movie last June. It's a little early, right? In June. The reason is because it was called screening number 0. It's 0 because it was a first screening just for the people who were involved in the production. Okay, so we watched it in a big theater in Japan, and I just happened to be traveling in Japan at that time, so I was lucky to watch this movie. So when I watched it, my impression was that again, it felt something. It felt so much love, and it was just beautiful production value art film. Okay, so after I watched the movie, I was walking back to the train station. It took me about 20 minutes to walk. And as I was walking, okay, for no reason, the tears just starts to fall. And I wasn't crying, tears just starts to fall. And I was just happily just walking. And I couldn't understand what was happening to me. But after a while, I started to feel this so much energy of love. It's really coming out from myself, and it really wrapped me around. So I think this is kind of moment you probably experienced before when you do a really deep ritual prayer, or if you take a deep koan seminar and really look deep into yourself. And when you're touched by the light of God, that's when you feel this warmness. But I felt that as I was walking on the street. So for me, that was really interesting or very spiritual, miraculous moment for me. And so that's what I felt. I think Master El Cantare was there because that was the first movie showing. So I'm sure Master Ryuho Okawa's soul, the spirit, El Cantare was there watching the movie together. So maybe I felt the part of it. So because I felt like Master Ryuho Okawa was just like sitting right next to me, just walking with me. That's the kind of energy I felt. And that was, of course, after Master, passed away after March. So that's when I was convinced, or I knew, that Master is still with us. Okay. So I'm sure everybody will feel different, but as a member of Happy Science, I strongly hope and wish that you will feel the energy of Master Ryuho Okawa resides with you. Okay. So I'd like to show you the last song. The title is called What is Unconditional Love? Okay. This song comes out in the very end climax of this movie. And this is Kazunori asking God, what is unconditional love? Okay.
「人を愛するって一体何？奪わずして与えるってどういうこと？神様の掟は彼女の死よりも大切ですか？私が自分の未来を捨てて彼女を救ったことがよくですか？たとえ全てが夢であっても今回だけは人のぬくもりを保っていたい。太陽が西の空に沈むまでは人間として生きていたかった。彼女の白い手を握りしめて君と一緒に生きたかったと一言でいいから言ってみたかった。愛が失われた時代にあって優しく生きることが罪ですか？神様、私にとって夢は現実のようで現実が夢のようでした。ああ、強くなりたい。何があっても愛するものを守りたい。優しさが強さである時代を選びたい。 虚しくない愛って地球にあるのでしょうか。
Okay, thank you. So, but this is the last song, and it is a song from Kazunori to God, asking what is unconditional love. But I felt this is again a message from El Cantare to all of us. Okay, because he says, in the age when love is lost, is it a sin to live with kindness? You know, right now, it's sadly the age of the lost love, right? We all feel this. So is it sin to live with kindness? Is El Cantare's, wish. Also, I want to be strong no matter what. I want to protect the ones I love. I want to choose an age when kindness is strength. Again, that's El Cantare's wish. We have to choose the age, okay, that kindness is strength. So we have to make the earth, is there a kind of love on earth that doesn't end in vain? Yes, there is. It's El Cantare's love, right? So there's a strong, strong, powerful message from El Cantare to all of us living today in modern age, I think. Currently we feel, like I feel, very, very closely that we are losing love, like almost every day in this world. You see, like in Maui and all other locations, natural disasters, earthquakes, floods, everywhere around the world in the past month or so. And it's just crazy just watching in the news and watching internet. There's so much things is happening around the world, and it's probably going to continue on. Trump just made an announcement like a week ago that there will be a global Great Depression coming. He said, "I never said this word before in my talk, but this is my first time. I'm sorry, but I have to say this. But we are going to hit with the Great Depression coming very soon." He actually said it, it was like a week ago, and we know, Corona pandemic thing mandate is coming back again, right? Putting the masks on and things like that. So there might be another kind of pandemic coming towards us. And Masa has been, giving all the directions, for the past few years about what's going to happen to us in next decade or so. But that's why I think this is a very strong message from Master El Cantare. And I think this is why we strongly, strongly need to spread this message of love to as many people as possible. We might be very small, okay? We might not be as strong as, thousands and millions of members around the world. We are very small, but I think we still have to just do whatever we can do, move forward, spreading this teaching of love to everybody around the world. Okay, so before I close the session, I like to finish it with watching Master's lecture excerpt. Okay, it's a lecture of 2017, El Cantare celebration, the power of spreading, power to spread love. Sorry, power to spread love. Okay.
この宇宙は本当は目に見えるものではなく、目に見えないものによって出来上がっています。その目に見えないものとは何であるかと言いますと、それは霊的なる存在です。霊的なるものでさまざまなものが出来上がっております。その霊的なるものの正体、本質とは何であるかと言えば、それが愛であると私はあなた方に伝えたい。宇宙は神の愛によって作られたのです。あなた方に目に見せることはできなくても、 あなた方の心の中には私の言葉が感じられる、そういうところがあるはずです。なぜ感じられるか。あなた方のうちにこの神の愛が宿っているからです。それを私は、人間は神の子だと言っているんです。あなた方が神の子であるということは、あなた方が全知全能で向かうところ的なく何でもなせるということによるのではなく、あなた方の中に愛が存在しているからなんです。どの方のうちにも存在しているんです。皆様、愛を人に与えることには1円もいらないんですよ。それはあなたが心の中で思いの方向性を変えるということなんです。人からもらえば幸福だと思う考え方を改めてください。自分が神よりくださった愛が宿って生きている存在であるということを知ってください。すでに与えられているんです。すべてのものはすでに与えられているんです。生きようとするんでなく、自分が今生かされているんだということを知っていただきたいんです。生かされているんですよ。あなた方の主エルカンターレは愛の神です。一番大切なことは、汝の主なる神を愛せよという言葉です。これは言い換えれば、汝らの愛の神を信ぜよということです。そして第二に大事なことは、汝の隣人を愛せよということです。あなた方に利害があるからではなく、あなた方が人生で出会う途上の多くの人たちを愛しなさい。神があなた方を愛したように愛しなさいと私は述べているのです。今日の私の話を聞いている全世界の皆さん、直接お姿を見ることはできない皆さんにも伝えたい。私はあなた方すべてを愛しています。ありがとうございました。
Okay, thank you very much. And that would conclude my session today. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. If you have any questions, let him know.
This really went deep for me.
Yeah.
Well, I know that you say unconditional love, but I also know it as compassionate love. You know, that's
Sure, yeah.
love,
Yeah,
right?
compassion,
Love
mercy.
with
Yes.
attachment.
Yeah, it's the same thing.
It's the same
Compassion,
thing. Same thing, yeah. Okay.
compassion, mercy, selfless love. It's a love of just giving. Unconditional love is love of giving, not just
Not
trying to taking, receiving something or expecting something from them.
Okay.
Just keep giving and giving. It's the love of giving. It's unconditional love. That's what Master taught us. Yes.
Thank you for taking the time
Mhm.
to break down the movie so that we can have a better understanding
Yeah.
before actually seeing it. So it makes it a
Right.
lot easier for you to promote it as well.
Yes. We still have a couple of weeks, so when you want to, to the posters up or put the flyers at the shops, you want to explain to them what kind of movie this is. Even though we haven't watched it, at least be able to have a few words to put together, so they also feel like this is something very important for them as well. So, yeah.
Yeah.
You want to say something, Harry?
Oh, thank you.
Thank you. How was the self-reflection part?
It's good.
Yeah. I like it. You know,
It's
it's,
difficult.
well, you know, so in history, you know, like if you go back to the Hebrew religion, they had to do a sacrifice in order to erase the sin.
Mhm.
And then Jesus comes along and is just believing that he paid for your sins. You know, it's
Mhm.
like
Right,
the
right.
opposite. In Buddhism, they have the four opponent powers of purification,
Mhm.
and that works too. You
Yep.
know, so just asking for forgiveness is a new one for me.
Mhm.
You know, that can work too.
Mhm. Yeah, purify your heart, you know, through forgiveness. Yes.
You understand?
I really like the part where you have a second, you're given a second chance to self-reflect upon your life
Mhm.
and to for you to make it right in your life, right?
Yeah.
And to take out all that clouds or that rustiness
Mhm.
that you have. So like cleaning your your not your soul, but your whatever else that comes with your spirit.
That's right. That's
And
right.
then also I get the part, I believe that that's also like helping you when you move over into the future,
Mhm.
that you have some of that going with you because you went in a happy, in a
Yep. Yep.
calm and happy way.
That's
So your
right.
future may be brighter. So
Mhm.
your future is brighter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's right. So the time is it's a roof, right? It's a time is a roof. So it is a future and there's also a past and there's a present, but it loops around. So, you
Right.
know, if you change your past, that means you're actually changing today yourself and you're also actually changing your future too. So it's a miraculous thing and it's kind of difficult to really understand it and grasp it, but through conducting it and experiencing it, you probably kind of start to understand a little bit. You're right, you know, the past is still connected to me today. And I'm sure this energy is going to go forward to the future and create the future. Because if you think about the future, right, 10 seconds ago, it was already past. What I just said to you 10 seconds ago, it already became a past, right? And we are actually moving towards the future. So time is something very interesting thing if you really think about it. But if you look at it from a self-reflection, from a time span base, it helps you a lot. And it takes time. You know, to self-reflect on your 50, 60 years of your life, it takes time. And there's so many things happen to your life. That's why it's important you take it step by step, one by one. There's a way of doing it. Sometimes you do from, you cut by the ages. You from 0 to 5, 5 to 10, 10 to 15. So today, let me just do from 10 to 15. Different ways of lifetime self-reflection method in happy science. So I think it'll be wonderful if you can start to tackle, you know, your life through self-reflection. That would definitely change yourself and change your future. Yes.
Right, because I have to go from my embryo. I have to go from the beginning. I have to,
Yeah.
I have to go when I was like in there, you know, with my
That's
mom
right.
and all.
That's
So
right. That's right.
I get that thought going with the, you know, the everyone me, and then I see different stages all my life. It was
Mhm.
good and bad.
Yep.
So I had to. Then I did the forgiveness on the stages. You know, like, oh, please forgive me. I'm so, you know, like, I'm sorry, like that. And then I see myself as a baby, embroidered baby, child. So before master call. So baby,
Yep.
birth, child, adulthood, and then of course getting to the movie part about. And then I said, okay, we're gonna be triumphant. Let's get there. Let's do it right. Let's do it good. So they all jumped through the loophole. There was that
Right.
portal. Yeah. They all
Yeah.
jumped into the loophole to become that one person. And I went, yeah. But I that's through the movie and the self-realization.
Yeah. That's the power of self-reflection, definitely.
Yeah.
Yes.
Thank
You.
I really like that that slide you had of the thought tape and the clouds of your mind. And I'm looking forward to that seminar or the one coming up.
Sure.
Lifetime. It does take time to self-reflect on just today. But we hardly take time to go back further.
That's right. That's right.
So,
That means you have to take that extra mile, extra step to, you have to like determine, you have to say to yourself, yes, I'm going to do it. Unless you say to yourself and practice it, you'll never self-reflect in your past. Nobody wants to look back into your past, right? But from Alcantara's point of view, that's one of the most important thing to look back into your past, especially that past that you haven't met Alcantara, those days, because that will just flip everything around, just change the color into golden, definitely. I mean, if you really think about it, we have never been revealed about Alcantara until this lifetime. Okay, so my guiding spirits, my guiding angels, nobody really knew the real existence of Alcantara, right? Until now. So in a way, everybody is actually standing in the very starting line. Everybody's going, ready, go, start, Alcantara faith, right? This faith is going to continue on for next thousands and thousands and thousands of years. We are at just the beginning point. So we are not late at all. We are actually ahead of everybody else in the race of self-reflection of Alcantara's teaching. So I think that would be a great thing to do. Definitely, yes.
I don't have to self-reflect as to make the effort to do that, because these memories pop into my mind all by themselves. And then I go, oh my God, I wish I didn't do that.
Yeah.
It just is an organic process.
It reminds you, it makes you it comes up to you in your mind. That's wonderful. So whenever that comes up, just make sure you self-reflect and cleanse them one by one, step by step.
I do.
Yeah,
I'm gonna try.
that's wonderful.
But I assumed everybody else was like that too. When you said that nobody wants to do that, it's like, I'm kind of plagued by it.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
Yeah. Maybe through many times self-reflection, what pops up is changing. Because your awareness is
That's
going
right.
higher. Yeah, that's very deep.
It gets deeper.
Okay.
Definitely. Yeah.
Can you do like waking self-reflection? You know how some people it's like they're sitting down and it's like I don't know, they're just not there, but they're thinking about something of the past, and like not doing the closing eye thing where you up and then you're just thinking back.
Oh yes, of course. Yeah.
You can clear it off that way too.
Yeah, different ways of just walking down. I mean, Hawaii is a beautiful beaches. You can just walk down the beach and just reflect upon yourself, and it doesn't have to be always sitting in the room and I mean, that's the best thing. The only thing is that the reason why we recommend to do it, because in a certain environment, it's easier for you to create a specific, like higher vibration, clear vibration. If it's in the room and you clean up your room and, and you put the nice music on, you cleanse the environment and really get into yourself, that is it's very safe. But if you are just doing in a shopping center, I don't know if that's a good idea. But again, there's no right and wrong in doing it. So like Henry said, wherever it pops up, just please start self-reflecting. So when you're walking, taking a walk, walking the dog, think about some of the scenes from your past and just look back upon it. And if it was a great scene, wonderful. Get those energy back into yourself. There's something a little bit negative from God's eyes. Just, ask for forgiveness and you forgive yourself and try not to make the same mistake again. And that's how we can
get it. So better cleanup is to just be within, for the better cleanup of your soul, I mean, of your self-reflection. It's better, I mean, yeah, it's better to be indoor than outdoor, because outdoor you have all that.
Yeah, but then again,
Yeah, back and forth thing.
yeah, it could be at the beach. Beach meditation is beautiful. Park meditation, beautiful wind, and you feel so much, like fresh air. So those are beautiful things to do. There's nothing wrong with doing that. Definitely not. Yeah.
Okay, thank you. Ready for thank you.
Yes, Debbie-san.
Ray is behind.
Yeah, I see you. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, self-reflection is something I learned through Happy Science. Before that, I have never self-reflected.
Mm.
And self-reflection is a very powerful thing for me.
Yep.
Based on my past. I disliked my biological mother for giving me up. But through self-reflection, I asked for forgiveness because I realized the true meaning of love, what she did. The love I was seeking throughout my young life, being selfish, like asking for her love, why you gave me up. Through self-reflection, I realized she gave it to me in the beginning to a family. And so self-reflection changed my past.
Wow,
I didn't think that my past could change, but it changed my past through self-reflection. And so this subject today is so relevant because I just came back from a 1-week vacation. I went to Arizona.
Right.
And I wanted my son to come with me. I wanted anybody to come with me, but nobody came. But it was a reason why nobody came. Because I was alone, and I had some plans. I drove like 300 miles one way, 300 miles, and I self-reflected while I was driving.
Wow.
And the connection with the music was not connected, so it was just quiet. 300 miles one way, and I self-reflected.
Yeah.
And Arizona was a place I was supposed to go to school when I graduated. And so I don't know why it's so relevant for today.
Yeah.
Wow.
I went to Arizona to school, but my father had a stroke, and I ended up staying in Hawaii. But I was thinking, what could have been if I went to Arizona to school, because I was going to go for architecture, and I ended up visiting like Frank Lloyd Wright's winter home, which is kind of like what I always wanted to do when I was young. And I golfed with these young 20-year-olds, and I realized, I can play with these young boys. I'm still young in my mind. But I was golfing, and also it was very challenging because it was 110 degrees.
Oh, man.
And I was
Yes.
can I survive with these young boys? And I did. And I persevered.
Wow.
And so all of this is so relevant because back to my youth, what could have been, what I could have been, what I could have done. I don't know, this trip was just a simple trip, but it became a very reminder, like what could have been when I was young.
Yeah,
And
it was
reflection today is how the illness of my father forced me to grow up really fast because I had to make life decisions at 23. And so now my son is 22. And so I was talking to him during my trip, and he's going through, not so much deep stuff, but I noticed what I learned from the teaching is being transferred to him, and to just live the life that you see, don't be like the status quo. Just what is your passion? And when you gain the passion in your life at a young age, it transcend to you to an older age, then you can really focus on your values. And when you know your values, then your decisions are like no hesitation. Then you more who you really want to be and should be. So that's what I got through today. It was so relevant because I came back yesterday.
Wow, that's
that was my thing today. I don't know why it's so relevant every time I come to
wonderful.
yeah.
Thank
So
you for
that's what-
sharing. Yeah, thank you for sharing your
Yeah.
wonderful spiritual journey. Yeah, you actually had a spiritual journey, I guess, in Arizona, and
And I almost died.
everything's yeah.
It was a little sauna.
It was so hot, right?
110, 100.
Yes,
I think
yes.
I'm 16.
I was just
No,
I was just on the Palm Spring, the other week, and it was 110. I thought I was gonna die. Just standing outside just kills you. That's how hot it is. So I know how hot it is.
Right, the 300 mile. I almost ran out of gas. A good thing there was
Wow.
just a mile before that place I wanted to go.
Yeah.
So it was an adventure, but
Okay.
I don't know why I had to play my music on my phone. You couldn't go through the Apple CarPlay.
Yeah.
It was more quietness and just
Quietness.
and I always wanted to drive fast. You can drive faster. I was going 120. And that was like my youth in me. But at the same time, I gotta slow down.
Wow.
So I'm not that.
You're in the movie.
Yeah.
Already.
Already in
Great.
the movie, yes. You've been guided
Okay,
already.
thank
Yes.
So that's my reflection.
Okay, so this seminar today triggered our journey for self-reflection for the future. Maybe hopefully within this year, one time at least, I'm conducting it, and then next year, at the beginning, maybe we will have an official self-reflection throughout our life seminar. Maybe we don't have the new law series for the next year, for the first time. Yeah, because of
Right.
master's situation.
That's
So
right.
we will start with our self-reflection seminar for the next year, right? And then for that, I need to prepare for the next year by conducting a shorter one. Yeah, shorter one, because master told us we need to self-reflect throughout our life. Maybe not one time. Yeah. Twice, three times or more.
Yes.
Yeah. Each time we need to decide something important or something like that. At the moment, we need to reflect on ourselves. Then now is a very important time to reflect on ourselves. Yeah. In this situation without Master Okawa.
Yep.
So let's do that. Let's do that. I decided. Yeah. Thank you. All right.
Okay, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. So we're gonna recite prayer for new resurrection, prayer for peace on earth together to conclude with. This is another one.
三谷さん、
はい。
高子さんよろしくお願いします。
Yes, Takako-san is in the Shibu right now, so she can't show your face. So I will tell her.
田辺さ
I'm
ん
afraid
の
to say hello. Definitely, yes.
I think this is the one.
Do you have enough?
I think this is the one.
No.
Prayer for peace on earth.
We got two more. Peace on earth, two more.
Okay.
Church of the Lord has their own resurrection.
Peace on earth.
Peace on earth. Okay.
And one, two, peace on earth. One more.
Please read it together with Ray. Yeah. Okay.
We don't have a continuing discussions.
So first, we will recite prayer for new resurrection together. After that, moving on to prayer for peace on earth. Prayer for new resurrection. special spiritual guidance by God of fearless, Ryuho Okawa. Lord Alcantara, you are the being that makes miracles beyond all common sense. The being that made all kinds of miracles in every age is here with us now, today. This joy, this preciousness, how can we express it enough? Lord Alcantara, it is already a miracle that we were born in this age. By the end of your guidance, we can believe we are also light in essence. This alone is new birth, new resurrection. O Lord, our Lord Alcantara, please allow me to wish for new resurrection of my life and my body. Please also allow new resurrection of our loved ones. O Lord, you are all and everything. Here I vow to believe in you and devote myself to you. I thank you very much. Pray for peace on earth. Ryuho Okawa. O Lord, our Father, who from long, long ago created, protected, and nurtured this planet of love, Earth. Please don't forsake us, whose faith is still weak. Please give your compassion and tolerance to us, whose effort and discipline are not enough. Please forgive our sin of ignorance, for sometimes wavering and being shaken in our faith in the Lord. O Lord, our Father, without you, there's no exploration of the right mind. Without you, there's no heart that loves. Without you, there's no light of wisdom. Without you, there's no will to self-reflect. Without you, there's no future of progress and prosperity. O Lord, in the name of Alcantara, may every ethnic group in every country love each other, be in harmony with each other, and establish absolute peace on earth. May you guide people to rejoice in the equality of their Buddha nature, and may all conflicts and hatred disappear from this earth. May you guide people and souls from other planets to believe in Alcantara and live as people on earth. O Lord, we pray deeply from the bottom of our hearts. The earth remains peaceful, and an era without war will continue. Thank you very much for your guidance. Okay, thank you very much for your attending today's service. Inform you of the next service done by Mami about the koan, the art of influence that you had once last month. This next week will be on second koan of the art of influence. So the later on, the Sunday after next week will be the week that we have a movie, from the 29th Friday to for 1 week. So it will be October 1st. Yeah, we will learn about the spiritual phenomena. On the day after that, we will go to the theater, maybe together with Mami. Yeah. So please join the next service and then next service with the movie showing. If you go on your own, it's okay. Yeah, we will go after the service together with Mami Yose. That will be the last time you can meet her.
Oh, really?
To returning back to Japan. Yeah. And then next week, October 8th is the day of having wedding ceremony here.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm conducting that, so I cannot hold a service, but October 6th, I send you the calendar, but October 6th, Friday, will be the commemoration day of Happy Science, founding Happy Science by Master himself in 1986. So we will gather on a Friday, October 6th, both in Japanese and local side. So yeah, making a greater day to commemorate on the Finding Happy Science, October 6th, Friday. Yes. Yeah, those kind of things will be reminded by me for you in the email or text message. Okay. Thank you for joining again. So let's thank you, Yoichi.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, conducting
Hope
such kind of
to
great service.
See you
Thank you.
again soon. Thank you.
Aloha.
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 Bye.
Bye.
じゃあ切ります。
Bye. Thank you.